Damn, boy, it's been a while though. Like I said, man, I was like, man, what's up with you? It's been a while, good brother. It's been a while. Been a while since the gang's been all back for on a Wednesday night for a gambling night story of late night podcasting, talking about what's going on in the world today, in the world of sports. And guess what, bro? I got a special treat for you. I got a gambling. I actually got a gambling story for you tonight.
Mm,
Believe that?
mm.
We got all these other sports stories, and I got a gambling stories for you tonight, man. Let's get the people what they want. Let's go. Been a while since we heard that music, man. Welcome
Right.
everybody back for another night of Gambling Nights, the best late night podcast. If you haven't heard, now you know. We are here to talk to you about everything that's going on in sports. And if we can fit some gambling stories in there, we will fit some gambling stories, but predominantly it's just been morphing into a show about what's happened in sports and hot takes. I'm the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money. Got my guy with me. We all dressed in black, like we about to do something today, boy. My boy, Be Humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Definitely been a minute, right? Missed a couple weeks. But man, we got some hot takes today. Hot takes
Yes,
tonight.
sir.
I'm happy to get into it, and let's go, man. Let's get it. What's our first topic?
Our first topic. I'm gonna hit you with what the show should be about. It's a gambling story.
Let's get it.
This is a gambling story for your ass. So, a little not zoomed in as I want it to be. Let me see if I can zoom that in. But all right, we'll just rock with it for now. So, this is a story about a man who put in a bet for a parlay for $4,000, and that motherfucker hit, dog.
Mm.
And it hit for $389,000,
Mm.
and that boy got canceled. They canceled the bet in an error in their terms of service.
What?
Bet MGM. He won the bet. It was a March Madness kickoff bet. A guy, name is Mark Alilio, if I say that correctly, from Chicago. Navy veteran too,
Oh no.
right? And he placed long shot bets that hit that earned him $389,000, enough to change what he had said is his daughter's future. But just before tip off, the bet MGM voided the wagers, citing an obvious error in the odds. He was left shocked, frustrated, and feeling cheated. A similar incident that happened to a Virginia man in 2023, raising the concerns of how sports books are handling big wins. Now, you always see on the airways, on social media, about how these cats are making big parlay bets and hitting for millions of dollars. These are the stories that we really need to hear about and see about how the sports books are manipulating the game even more than they already do,
Mm-hmm.
and taking big wins out of people who actually win. Now, give Bet MGM credit. I didn't, we like to not read stories and give live reactions of what the actual, our real reaction would be. So I didn't dig too deep, but they did void it before tip off.
Oh, okay. What, the last game?
I don't know. It didn't give me that level of detail, but it voided it before tip off. And it might have been, and you know what? You're probably right. It probably was the last game. It would not surprise me if it wasn't the last game or not.
That's evil.
Evil. He said it's evil. It is evil. You know what I mean? But I thought that there was another one we had a while ago, but this came across and I was, ooh, let me screenshot this. I didn't even get a chance to edit it or nothing. So let me screenshot this and let me make sure we got this for the night. Because that's a crazy story.
So that is interesting. I mean, I guess we want to see. I mean, if we want to really dig into it, what was the play that was canceled? What line was off? And if that one line is off, then everybody who had that line, they have to be off and it should be canceled, right? Like
For sure.
we're not paying some of them, and then we're not going to pay just this one because we're going to say the line is off. So it's unfortunate, man.
It sucks.
It does. Hopefully, maybe he can settle
But
outside.
this is crazy to win. Like, I think my biggest parlay win was probably like, got to be just like a couple grand. I don't think I've ever hit like over 10 grand. Like a couple grand, like 4 or 5 grand.
No, I don't hit big parlays.
I don't do big parlays. I don't do $1,000 parlays. You know what I mean? Or even the biggest parlay I've probably done is maybe like a $250 parlay or something like that. But man, if I had hit for this, I'd be steaming, bro. There's
imagine?
No way. Because he didn't. He didn't know. He had a winner. He went up to the window.
And they
he contact. He didn't know that shit was voided. He was watching the games.
That's crazy.
He probably had a favorite to close it out.
That's crazy.
It's so.
And can you imagine if he hedged it too, and he lost on one side, so he losing money? Hey, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
That's
really,
a wild
really
story,
wild, man. So,
well, I hope he finds some way to get some type of compensation. Maybe MGM.
Man, they gonna get that boy some
free
a platinum card, with some, and then they'll give him
free plays,
some free plays, and then what's the people called after a host? He'll get a personal host. They take care of him, and that's it. They got away scot free, man.
That's crazy.
That's some, that's some sucker shit, yo. Some real sucker shit, real sucker shit. So I thought that was funny. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Not funny, but like that's the stories we looking for the show. You know what I mean? For sure. There's another good story that we look for the show. Always supporting people that look like us. In New York, not one, not two.
Oh, boy, this guy.
But 3. Can we really have an all-black show? All-black quarterback room in New York, bro?
This will be interesting.
Russ, Jameis, and Sheduer all in the same room. Those 3 characters. If you are the New York Giants, 3rd pick in the draft. Draft goes as most people think. Ward goes 1. I think it's picking up steam that my old how you say that? Alma Mater? Yeah, Alma Mater and LaSalle. Carter goes 2. Does the Giants take Sheduer at 3?
I think that's what the board is saying. I don't think I'd do it. I don't think if I'm the Giants, I'd do it. Could Sheduer be your future? He could be. It's a tough decision. But at this point, do I take Travis Hunter there at that spot? That can also change our dynamic of our team too. This is an interesting place. I mean, you brought in 2 quarterbacks.
So Russ is on 1 year.
Yep.
And then Jameis is a 2-year deal.
Yep. And you can get another quarterback back later in the draft. It's a tough decision, really. Do you take the best athlete in the draft and Travis Hunter, or do you take the second best quarterback in the draft right now and Sheduer Sanders? Very tough decision, depending on what they want to do about their future. If they think Sheduer is the future and is going to be a future franchise quarterback, you go get your quarterback. If they're anywhere shaky about Sheduer, they don't know, I'm not sure, then you don't think about it and you go get Travis Hunter there. Because Travis is going to be Travis.
Yeah, that's true.
He's just so athletic. He doesn't get tired. He's just listening to him talk, just hearing that high IQ, it's going to translate to the NFL.
I think he's going to be able to pull it off for a little bit. Not his whole career, I don't think, but I think he's going to be able to pull it off for just a little bit for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play both sides of the full field. I guess you try it if you have a team that you can do that where.
I mean, the Giants need it, right? The Giants need a receiver in a corner.
They're not going nowhere no time soon. So you can kind of experiment a little bit and see what he got. And maybe he might change the views of people. I'm telling you, man, this dude is a fucking animal. But do you want to expose him to that many plays a game, stuff like that? So
Yeah.
as far as Travis, but Shador, man, Shador's gonna be special somewhere. If you don't think he's your franchise quarterback, you don't take him there. But it would be interesting. Back to what you said, three-back quarterbacks in the Giants facility. I mean, when the last time they had a start?
Yeah, I
Black
feel like
quarterback?
I've never. I don't think it's ever been like all three quarterbacks are black. I mean,
Yeah, I
we're
don't
not
think
talking about
so.
HBCUs. There ain't no
Yeah,
HBCUs in New York. You know what I
that is
mean?
true.
So like, let's run it again, right? Suburbs got out the suburbs. We still in the hood, baby.
I mean, they all
um,
high character dudes. That's the quarterback room will be interesting.
the
I mean, you
personalities is
got
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. Like that would be matter of fact. I swear, Dion has said something about
Yeah,
that.
he
He
did.
actually
He said prayer
didn't he
time
say
gonna be nuts.
that's what he said,
Yeah,
right? I
he
thought I
said he
heard him
gonna
say
go in
something
there
like
and
that.
get baptized with them two. Like the pregame gonna be silly.
So I
But
don't know, man.
here's my problem with taking Shador. I think is that he's going to come in there with a chip on his shoulder. He's not going to be humble. He's going to be who he is, and I just don't know how he can sit for a year. I'm just not sure he's capable of being able to humble himself to be able to sit for a year, no matter who is in the driver's seat. It's got to be Tom Brady himself for him to say, "Okay, I'll take a step back and learn." But Russ is washed, and I know he feels like he's better than Jameis, right? So if he's going through, he's coming in there thinking that he should be day one starter. And I just think that's his. I think that's his personality. I think that's his attitude, and I think that's the chip he just carries himself with. And
Well,
I think the dynamic of him being there would actually cause problems.
mm,
To be honest, you know what I mean. I really do. Um, yeah, I don't think it would work out well, to be honest.
I don't know.
But that's New York for you.
I mean, that is New York. That's the Giants. If I'm the Giants, I take Travis Hunter. We brought in two quarterbacks. You're not going to. You're not the way your division is. You're not getting past the Eagles. We don't know what the Cowboys going to be. Washington is on the move, so you're not going to be. You're not going to be able to beat Washington. So if it's me, I'm going to be stacking up my O line. I'm going to be getting the best athlete, which will be Travis Hunter. Maybe pick up a quarterback in a late draft. Guys that might be slipping later, and then work it that way. And then if not, then I go into my next draft to see if I can get a quarterback. But you
And
take
here's a question for you. If they pass on him, where do you think he falls to?
um
You know what? I looked at it and I said, I'm not sure if Tom would let him get past the Raiders. I don't know if he would get past the Raiders. I feel like Tom Brady and the Raiders would take him, which was our original pick way back when.
mhm.
But I thought interesting because they suck and they're close to the top 10. I thought Dallas would be a really, really interesting fit.
And Dallas is where?
I think Dallas picks 12. So let me pull it up because it's a way like there's no quarterback needy.
I think he slips. I think if he doesn't go top 3, he's going to slip. I don't know how far he slipped, but
Yeah, so it goes. Oh, that's not what I want. Mm-mm-mm. Let's just do this right here. So it's Tennessee 1, Cleveland 2, New York 3, New England. So he's not. So if he gets just say he gets past New York, he ain't going to the Patriots.
nope,
He ain't going to the Bears.
nope.
The Raiders is where you get interesting. That's Pete. It's Pete Carroll now. So
Mhm.
he had a young Russ. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Jets, but if he just say he gets past the Raiders and they take somebody that's they're picking 6, so it's a blue chipper. He's not going to the Jets, not going to Carolina. More likely not going to the Saints. not going to the Jags, not going to the Niners, and then the Cowboys pick at 12. And then there's Miami, the Colts, the Falcons. Like he's who else? This one's got trades, so.
I mean, Jackson.
Yeah, Falcons, the Cardinals, Cincy,
the Raiders
Seattle.
They wouldn't get past Seattle.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
he wouldn't get past.
Yeah, Seattle. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. But I thought that was interesting that it's possible that it could be an all black
quarterback staff. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Would that be the
I'm
first?
With it, though.
Would that be first?
I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be.
That'd be interesting.
And we also got a first. Right now, there's meetings going on in the NFL about, the owners' meetings, and coaches are there talking about one thing and one thing only. Tush push to be banned. Excuse me as I drink my apple cider and my Super Bowl cup. For your
Super Bowl champion cup.
I'm sorry, two-time Super Bowl champion. Two-time Super Bowl champion. Mm-hmm. And you know who's leading the charge for this?
The Packers, right?
Who can't even run a motherfucking quarterback sneak. Oh shit. Dickhead. This is how it should be run.
Adding to it with another one.
Let's go back.
Let's see if we are in brotherly shove territory.
Yeah.
Pushing forward.
Now.
All day, baby.
All day.
Talk to him.
All day. Quarterback runs for touchdown in the NFL.
The thing about this, they're saying that this is not a football play. And you shouldn't be able to push a player with the ball ahead. Now, we somehow forget, I'll just leave that there, that type of football play happens all the time. And I don't understand why we forget about that. When a running back runs the ball or catches the ball and he gets stood up by a linebacker, corner, or whatever, what happens? He keeps chugging along and trying to go forward. And then what happens? You get the lineman behind him, start pushing him forward for more
Sometimes
yards.
Carrying him. He's not even on the ground no more.
Sometimes carrying him forward.
For sure.
Right? And then the refs, as soon as it gets kind of crazy, the refs blow the whistle.
After they're going to went 4 or 5, 7 yards forward.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. And this is how a lot of fumbles happen, right? Running backs running for more yards, getting stomped up. Somebody comes in, strip. We know the drill. I don't get it. Right. I don't get why. Well, I guess I get it because nobody can do it. And it's an unfair advantage because we've seen the Eagles chum out 8-9 minute drives because they're able to do the tush push from 3rd and 3 to get, a first down. And that just takes up clock. I mean, what game was that? When they went off literally 8, like almost 7 or 8 times offsides.
That was the playoff game against.
Who was that jumping over the playoffs?
It was. Did we play who did we play?
We played Washington first.
The Rams.
I mean the Rams.
It was the Rams. He kept jumping offsides.
No, it wasn't in the snow. Was it in the snow? Or was it before the snow came?
Was it Washington?
Was it Washington? I forget who it was. But I mean, it was to the point where we would get an automatic touchdown, right?
It wasn't us. Yeah, it got to a point that it would be an automatic touchdown.
It would be an automatic touchdown
because it was consecutive offsides, purposely.
Purposely, yeah.
Right.
Well, I feel like it was Tampa. Was it Tampa?
We didn't play Tampa in the playoffs.
We didn't play Tampa. Okay.
It was a playoff game.
It was a playoff game. Okay.
So it had to be Washington.
It might have been Washington. Yeah, you know what? It was Washington because it was the boy His last time he goes to the L, the Hawaiian boy.
Oh yeah, Latutu, Latutu,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't understand the problem. And then other teams run it, they're just not as effective.
Right. We
You
know
know
why.
what I mean? So I do think they're going to ban it though. They don't have any merit to ban it for, but I do think they're going to ban it.
And that's the thing. There is no reason to ban it. You can't say it's they originally said it was a danger, right, to players' health. That's a lie. There's
Nobody's
not one
gotten hurt.
player got hurt. As a matter of fact, I think Howie came in and said a great thing during the meeting and during the presser. He says we do this play because the regular quarterback sneak has potential to get hurt. This helps us lean into the pocket versus trying to be forced into the pocket. It's a little different idea and way it looks, but it more like protects Jalen Hurts from the extra step and shooting through or getting we had it, right? We had our franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz at one time run the ball and blow his knee up. We had Patrick Mahomes twist his knee or ankle at one time going in a playoff game trying to do a QB sneak.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit safer from what Howie's saying, and nobody's been hurt. They just can't stop it. It's a mano a mano.
Yeah.
And until you make a rule where you cannot push nobody with the ball forward, then if you do that, then that's the way you can stop the play. And I think that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to pull that play away from being able to push a ball carrier forward.
But that's got to be across. That's going to be universal.
And that's what I'm saying. Are you willing to make that across the board?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's
a football play. Imagine that they're just stopping a football play that somebody can't stop. It's insane.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I think that's why that kid who's 400 pounds from Florida going to get drafted.
To stop us?
I'm dead ass.
To stop this push?
I'm dead ass because they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. He is 400, and he's like 6'7".
And I think Variable had a good one too, where it was just like, do you stop Lamar Jackson with the football in his hand? You tell him to stop running because it's hard to defend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a play that you can't defend, and you're mad about it. People jump over, people try to go underneath, and not even that. It's been stopped before. It's not like it's it's been 100% right. I've seen it. I think this past year, I feel like it got stopped a little bit more.
There was a couple times it got stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, it got stopped. So it's not like it's 100%, accurate, but unfortunately, I think it's going to be banned. And I think it's not cool because you do take an element away from the Philadelphia Eagles of what makes them elite, what makes them better than everybody else. And I don't think that's a fair deal that you do that. Just because one team out of 32 runs this more efficiently, than that's not their fault. You know what I mean? Like you're blaming them because they're better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No, it's like defensive coordinators figure a way how to stop it. Maybe lining up the way you do is not the right way.
They hate the Eagles, don't they? They don't like to see us win.
No,
them boys don't like seeing us win, man.
They don't at all, bro.
They don't. They try to tear that thing down from the roots. They like, nah, bro.
It's crazy.
We gotta slow these motherfuckers down.
Trying to tear something down from the roots. Man, we right back at it with the oops, boy. With the oops. You have brought this story up. Jeez.
That's delayed. That's not even.
This is late. This is what we were trying to do.
That was day one.
Last week. So I'll let you have the form on this one, because I know you're a big college basketball connoisseur and follower. Over 700 men, pretty much over 700 players entered the portal on day one, bro.
Day one.
So how was it? 20 cats on the team? About
maybe 18 between
maybe 18,
18
yeah,
15.
right.
But that's that's
you got your starting 5, you got your backup 5.
Yeah, you're no more than 12.
And then you got you got people on the team that just run practice squad, right? With these bigger teams. Like you got a scholarship because you're a practice dummy.
Yep.
You're not gonna get in the game. Your stats look like you average 1.2 points and 0.7. rebounds and all that. But you get a free education and you're going to be a practice dummy. So that part I get, but this is ridiculous.
And it's well over that. I think the last time I seen is like close to 1,500 players that's in the portal.
And is it really all chasing NIL money?
It's just no, I won't say it's all, right? I think that'll be a blanket statement. I think just the opportunity for people to try to leave and move around is the opportunity, so people jump ship.
Right.
Now, players that are leaving these big time organizations are moving because they're moving for opportunity in NIL deals.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it's processing from what I've been reading is that there's been like Zoom meetings like, hey, these are my guys. This is what they want. This is what they're looking for. What can you do?
Wow.
And that's how it's gotten to be. Some players are really transferring to get another opportunity. But this is out of control. And I've been talking about this for 2 years now. I was always for players being paid, but we cannot have this type of wild, wild west because it's going to destroy the product. It's going to destroy the product. And that's bottom line. Football, basketball just being more under the microscope because we're in basketball season. 2, there's not a lot of players on a court at one time. Like football is like, well, there's 55 players, there's 100 players on the team,
Right.
There's 22 players on the front offense and defense. But when you're looking at a five starting sport where there's 5 starters in the game, and then you can lose your whole team in 1 year. No, you look at FAU, Florida Atlantic, that was in the Final Four last year. Their whole starting 5 are now was really playing in high-level basketball for championship contending teams. FAU is completely dismantled. That's in 1 year. They were in the Final Four 1 year, gone, completely gone the next year.
Yeah.
And my problem is that what are we teaching our kids? And I don't want to blame the kids because they're just taking the opportunities that they're getting. And go get your money. If it's going to be an opportunity, go get it. But what are we really, really teaching our kids? We're sitting here want to complain about the coaches and, well, they can leave and the players should be able to blah, blah. Nah, man, that's fucking bullshit. I've now seen players play for 3, 4 different colleges and universities.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I mean, I think it goes back to there's got to be a salary cap.
And that's what you got to put in.
Yeah, you're going to have to put in some type of salary cap.
Well, not even a salary cap. You just got to put in contracts. And that's what it needs to be. You got to put in contracts, and your contracts got to be more than 2 years or 2 or 3 years. And then you can only be voided out of that contract if the head coach leaves. And then you can jump into the portal. And I think that's what it needs to be. You can't be jumping around from LSU to Alabama to St. Mary's. It's just like,
I mean, it's tough because these kids still are coming from, from the hood, from the bottom, from the dirt, and not only are these kids coming from that type of life and they can get a different type of lifestyle, but their parents are young too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the parents are young, so the parents got green in their eyes too. You know what I mean? It ain't no big mamas no more. It ain't no old heads no more. You know what I mean? You got. I mean, even I'm actually part of that group. I have a daughter that's 18.
Mm-hmm.
I had my daughter when I was 24. I'm sorry, 23. My wife was 20 when she had my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like I'm part of that kind of era too. So you don't like, and I've been blessed because I was I'm from a generation where I did have a big mama. I did have a nana. I do know what that, what that looks like. But some of these young kids nowadays, generation away from me, these motherfuckers don't know what that look like. They seen that shit on TV in a cartoon. You know what I mean? Like these they ain't parents. They want to be friends. They want to hang out with their kids in college.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all kids and not like there's a lot of parents out there that got head on their shoulders, but there's also a lot of parents that they don't, and there's still the same hurdles that some of these parents got to go through that we saw when we were young. Came from a single parent household.
Yeah.
My mom had to raise 2 or 3 kids. She worked 2 or 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like that is still happening. It's just that now those parents are not like on a discipline grinding to make sure that their kid's life is better. They're now trying to get compensated from their kid's life, and they hanging out, they drinking, they smoking with their kids. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, come over and party with it. They party. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's that dynamic of having that relationship different has definitely been exposed, and it's just not the same anymore.
I don't blame the kids. I don't. I blame the system. And the system is what's happening. It's breaking, it's tearing it down, and it's going to tear the product down. This is why we're having the first year and since 2008 that we've had all number one seeds go.
Yep.
Like that's what's going to happen. You're gonna there's not going to be no more Cinderella stories. There's excitement of a smaller team able to kind of make a rise. It's not going to be doing it because you're, and on top of that, these motherfuckers are like 25, 26, 27 years old in college. I can't wait till this era is done with the whole COVID era because I mean, I seen a kid that was on a team for 7, 8 years. What? He's 26.
Yeah.
How you start college in 2018 and still in college? Like, come on. This it was even in the women's basketball. She was the girl. I think the young lady from that just lost. I think she was on the team. She was on her like fifth season of 7 years. It's like crazy. Like, what's happening? So I don't know, man. For the coaching staffs, for the coaches that's out there, man, I pity you guys because I know you guys are going through it, man. It's a very, very tough thing for you guys to manage this. Having to go in. I know not Pat Riley, Rick Pitino had said that he's not even looking into these high school kids, and that's going to hurt. It's going to continue to hurt these younger guys that are trying to come out because these players and these coaches are going to be looking for the it's 1,400 people in a transfer portal. Why the hell would I be scouting a kid from LaSalle High School? Why?
Yeah.
Why when it's a plethora of kids I know that got experience in college basketball that I can just offer a couple $100,000 or $1,000, $100,000 to. It's going to hurt the high school kids, man.
The homie Steve went to pick up his daughter from college, and he said it ain't nothing but kids out there driving Audi A7s and 750 BMWs. You know what I mean, at the college. It's just wild. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I mean, and I think, you said it while you were talking, right? First time in a long time that all number one seeds to the dance in the Final Four. And I think that's significant. Like you said, there's no Cinderellas no more. There's no more storylines anymore. The best teams are going to get the best players because they have the most money. And it's kind of the dynamic is kind of interesting because you can relate it to like politics, right? You can relate it to what's kind of maybe going on in society where the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer until
that's exactly what's happening.
You know what I mean? Until really they just fade themselves out pretty much and maybe not even have a program. But these TV deals keep getting bigger. These NIL deals keep getting bigger. And I don't see it slowing down, to be honest. I think it's actually going to accelerate even more.
Unless they put in something, unless they put in the rules, which I think they should. And then even on top of that,
let me take that back because not to cut you off, there are some kids that are, especially kids that look like us, that are still trying to make sure that those smaller schools, those prestigious schools, do get some type of leeway because they bring so much attention. Like some of them have that instilled in them. I forget who it was. Wasn't it 2 players maybe a year or 2 ago? They went somewhere and it was just like he had hit him up and he was like, "Yeah, let's go here, bro. Let's really do this. Let's put them on the map." I felt like I want to say Mikey Williams, but I don't think so. I don't think it was. I feel like it was and I'm not even sure if it was even football. But I mean, look at the power with Deion, right? In Colorado right now, right? He swung what was the number 2 football quarterback in the nation to go to Colorado, you know what I mean? To go play with them. So I got to look that up. But I thought there was the number 2 and the number 3 basketball players in the nation a couple years ago went to like smaller, more HBCU, I think even HBCU schools to kind of like, still put the spotlight back. And that tells me you got an old head in your ear.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? To let you know the possibilities and what you can go to this big school, you can go to this Duke, you can go to this Florida, you already know what that story is. Or you can bring prestige to a school with people that look just like you and be legendary. Like
Yeah.
you got to try to find your seat in Duke with those legends, but you can go here, go to Morehouse or something and then be a legend. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just crazy on that side. So let me see if I can find that. I swore there was
I
like
think you're talking about a kid that went to Howard. I just can't think of his name.
it might have been. But it was like out of the top 5, 2 of them were talking to each other, and 2 of them had said they were going to go to like I don't know if it was a HBCU or just like the SWAC or like it's just a different league to bring their star power to put a spotlight on the smaller schools and stuff. But I mean, talk about the what's your bracket looking like, and talk about this these matchups that we got coming on this weekend on Saturday with Auburn versus Florida and Duke versus Houston.
Yeah, I have one bracket that's actually live. I think that is Florida. I need Florida versus Houston in the final, and then it's
Yeah,
going to come
I
down.
have that in mind.
Then it's going to come down to the score of that game, which I'm not sure what I put there, but that'll be interesting because I wish I can change it the way Houston's defense has been playing and locking things down. But man, you got this is pretty much the best team. Obviously, they're number ones. They've been pretty elite all year. The SEC really kind of showed off this year. Auburn, Florida. Florida's so deep. Actually, matter of fact, Clayton Jr., another transfer that came out of Iona, went over there to Florida and has kind of been balling. I mean, that kid's clutch. Definitely an NBA draft pick. Obviously, Auburn. You got Brimes that's there, their big guy that's going to be, probably a top player drafted, a walking double-double. Duke, obviously, you got Cooper Flag and the surrounding parties there at Duke that have been playing excellent basketball. And then Houston just got a bunch of dogs. Just really raw dogs out there, just scrappy, playing defense, shutting
Mhm.
things down, making things difficult inside the paint. So you're going to have, good matchups here, I think. I think the line tells you it's going to be close. I think the Duke line should be a little bit shorter than that because I think Houston's the real deal, man. There's a video going around that these guys are averaging a 5+ minute mile, which is kind of crazy. They all got
That's
their
crazy.
shirt off, flexing after the mile, all looking buff and doing their thing. But they said they're
Shit,
using
5 minutes, bro.
average. They said the whole team is averaging
I'd
like
be
a
on the
five
floor if I
something.
could run a 9-minute mile.
Correct, bro. I don't know. I don't know if that's real or not, but they showed a clip
That's crazy.
of them running and averaging, quote unquote, averaging around like a 5.5 minute mile. So these dudes are ready to go. It's going to be some good TV, and I'm just going to root for my bracket: Florida versus Houston, and Florida to win.
Yeah, I have that too, but I didn't. I got 3 of the 4 in my bracket, so I don't have a shot because there's a couple people who have Florida and Houston, Florida winning. So
Mm.
I don't. My max numbers don't match what their max is, so pretty much busted.
I thought the tournament was good, though. I thought it was a good tournament. I thought like obviously there were no really underdogs or no Cinderellas. Excuse me, bless you.
Thank you.
No Cinderellas to really kind of make noise. Bless you
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
I thought that the upset was at St. John's getting upset early. I thought that was a rough one. But besides that, man, I thought it was a good tournament. It went by pretty fast.
It did. I mean, it's. Is it another week after this? So once they go,
no, the championship's on Monday.
Oh, championship is on Monday. Okay.
Yeah, Saturday and a Monday.
So what's your you think it'll be Florida and Houston?
I'm hoping. I think you got very good matchups. I'm hoping
Florida got lucky too.
If Florida plays, they haven't been playing they haven't been playing a full game of basketball. They've been playing the last 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and they've been winning these last few games. They can't play that way against Auburn. Auburn is tough, man. They got outside scoring. Obviously, got one of the best players that's playing inside. So they're gonna have some issues there in the paint. But Florida has some length and they have depth. And I think if it's going to be a close game, which the line is saying it's going to be close, I think they can kind of pull it out.
Yeah, it seems like it's
get
a
a
toss-up.
victory there. Yep. And then I think Houston's going to give Duke some problems. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for Duke. At least I hope not.
It's funny. It's interesting because I didn't even think about Auburn, but the pull on men, a lot of people got Auburn winning it all at the top. So I found that kind of interesting. I wasn't even aware. I didn't think Duke was. I forget who I had. It was Houston or somebody else. It was number 2 seed in that bracket. I would have to go back and look. But I thought Duke was going to lose because I didn't think. I didn't think Cooper was going to. I had a Bama actually. It was Bama that I had. I had Bama getting past Duke because I didn't think Cooper was going to be 100%. But he doesn't look like he's slowing down
at all. And hopefully he'll be a Sixer by the next 4 months.
Yeah, I know. I just did a rant about Embiid opting for surgery, and I'm just dumbfounded about why did you wait? Like, why did we wait the whole season for them not to make the playoffs? They broke a record. I saw this today. They broke a record for how many different starting lineups you can have in 1 year. They had over 155 different starting lineups this year, bro.
And you can't name me but one person, 2 people that's on that starting lineup.
I've never seen a Sixer season be so bad. Like I feel like
we have seen it bad. We've seen it bad.
But we knew it was going to be bad.
Yeah, this is very
like we knew it was going to be bad. This wasn't supposed to be bad. This was supposed to be a top 3 team in the East.
Yep.
This was supposed to challenge Boston.
Yeah. Well, we never got off the right foot. You know, we had drama since day one. Crazy. And ever since the USA Olympic team and Embiid got back with that knee injury that he came back with, it never was the same. PG never got off the ground. It's just been bad.
He seems like he's not a fit.
I don't think he's a fit.
But I mean, I don't think I would trade him, next year because you haven't even given a shot. You don't know what all 3 of them on the court healthy looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't tell you the truth. I don't know if Embiid's ever going to be healthy. I don't know. This is a serious injury. His knees he may be done.
Yeah, he might be done. And he got paid.
I said this long time ago. I got caught up in the mix a little bit with the whole MVP season. But I've been said we cannot win it. We're never going to win the championship. You remember I said that we'll never win a championship with a big being your star player in this league in this day and age. It just won't happen.
No, I remember.
And Joker's a unicorn because he plays almost like point center.
Yeah.
He's averaging 10 assists. You know what I mean? Like Embiid's not averaging. He's not playing point guard. So it's just a different type of
Let's look at it. Look at the faces that is up there, bro.
Another assist that I just gave you. He's a little behind the back.
You saw. It was a no look. It was. I was like, let me score. We're not even gonna talk. Let me just take it to the rack.
Yep.
Right? Oh yeah, right. Like magic. Ooh,
like magic.
Look at this.
It's crazy.
That's Wilt, Russell, and Jabbar. And them combined are still not up there.
And still give SGA the MVP. I don't give a fuck. Give SGA the MVP. I know how crazy Joker's playing, but I gotta give SGA the MVP, man.
Come on, man.
He's a rare unicorn. He never looks like he wants to play the game of basketball. He actually acts like he hates basketball. He just
I don't think he likes basketball. I think a little bit. I think a little bit he does. But when you like you said, when you see him speak, he just want to go play with his fucking horses
and get out of here.
He just
number
knows
one.
He
don't like America. That's number one. He hates it here. That's number one.
Yeah, we know his brothers hate it here.
He
His brothers fucking hate this shit.
He missed home. He's like homesick. He hates it here.
He
But
does.
he's just so good. He's making a lot of money for his family, and he's just great at it. I mean, when a dude said, this is what he said when they won a championship. He was on the podium, and
I remember this.
they said, you know, the parade is going to be in 3 days. He said, what?
Yeah.
No, I gotta go. I gotta go. He was ready to go. He's like, fuck the parade. I'm
There's
going
gonna be
home.
more to do. What the fuck? I don't
He
want to
said,
do this shit no more.
I am not going to no fucking parade. I'm not waiting here 3 more days. That's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man.
If he could have had a first flight out of there after that game, he'd have been on the plane. I tell you, he hated America. But God bless him. He's a great NBA player.
I mean, and I think the caption talks about it and says it. I think he is. I think he's the best basketball player on the planet right now.
Yeah.
He put up one of the greatest performances from a center that I think I've probably even saw the highlights on and saw in general. And and this even is kind of trumping Embiid's 70-point game that Embiid had.
Which game? You talking about the 30,
it was
20 and 20 or something like that?
Yeah. 60, 10, 10, and 2 was the stat line.
Yesterday. Right?
Yeah, 61. I'm sorry, 61, 10, 10, and 2. Second player to ever have a 60-point triple-double. Other person was people still don't give him love, James Harden.
I thought that Wilt had one. Wilt didn't have a triple-double?
Wilt had a 50-point one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even look at the numbers, but Wilt was probably like 50, 35, and like 22.
Great.
Yeah, like something stupid. You know what I mean? Like just ridiculous type numbers. But I mean, I think Anthony Edwards said it, like he might have been, the greatest basketball player game he's ever been, and it had the best player he's ever seen up close and personal playing in it. Of course, Russell Westbrook does Russell Westbrook stuff at the end of games. But as part of it. But I just wanted I had to be on the docket. You don't see this often.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean we're watching greatness. It's like it's different, but it's kind of like watching Timmy in my head. Like he don't do much.
Yeah, it's not
right?
splashy.
He's not splashy. Thing. He don't do much. The motherfucker just, put you in a little boy chair and tell your ass to go sit down. Because what KG say? What KG say about the fundamental when he would talk trash? He talked trash different.
Mm.
What did he say? I forget what he said. He said, but it sounded just like what Tim Duncan would say. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this bank shot.
Bang.
Yeah, bank. Like I forget what he said. But it was something around that way. Like just talk like different type of talking shit. I really wonder would Jokic be talking shit? Because all basketball players talk shit.
I don't think he talks shit. Every time the camera go to him, his face is like, how much time is left on the clock so I can go home. That's just what it looks like. It's always like red and long. I don't really hear him say much. He's scratched up all over the place. He gets to the free throw line like, oh.
Yeah, and his shot is so fucking
61.
61, bro.
61 on a triple-double. This, man, it's very unique.
He is. No, he definitely is unique, and he's just I almost went and brought the motherfucker shoe because the shoe was kind of hot.
He got a
Have you seen his sneaker?
The Nikola Jokic sneaker?
Yeah.
No, bro, you're not buying on Nikola Jokic.
Yo, bro, I promise you I was. Let me show you these Jones, bro.
I didn't know he had sneakers. He should have sneakers, right? He should be.
I think they call it 361s.
What?
I don't know. Yo, but they was all right. Let me show you.
They by who? Nike? Were they Nikes?
Nah, he got a joint like because what it came up on my feed because I was trying to get the Kyrie's.
He got a Ling Nang joints.
Yo, it came up on it came up on my feed because the Kyrie's that came out, and I was like, oh shit, the Kyrie's, they look like They look like they got a lot of Black Panther
Mm.
patterns on them, but they all right. It was all red joints. It was all right looking. It was $75. So I was like, yeah.
Who's the brand?
I forget because they
What are
they go off on
those?
their own. So these the Johns, like the black and white Johns look all right.
Are these New Balances?
Nah, I don't know what they're his brand.
Bro, you don't get out of here with this trash. Can you imagine a boy dropping 61 of you on these sneakers, dog? That's crazy work. Look at these Jones. Look at these boats. Come on, man. You don't get out of here. Who's that? What are they called? The CX Tex Rim
Joker
3?
1 GT Ace.
Who is the brand though?
I don't know. Somewhere over there. There's no brand. There's no Nike on it. It's just a sneaker.
That's nasty.
But it's like, it's like the Way Away sneakers, right? There's not Nike.
But Way Away
I mean?
was the Li Nang joint. It was the Asian Jones.
Yeah, there was the Asian Jones. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who these are.
Shoot. That's crazy.
He said, you'll get the fuck out of here with. Yeah, imagine him pull it up and gave you 60 in these.
And these is nasty work. Look at the white ones, bro. You gotta wear the white ones. Yo, that's nasty.
No, I'm not doing that. The black and white ones I can fuck with.
If I was real nice in basketball,
nah.
I would buy them Jones and go into LA Fitness and just rock them Jones and give somebody 30.
And then here's the Joker Jones. Actual Joker Jones. Have you seen the Kyries?
No. But I will say, I think Nike messed up on that. I'll tell you the truth. I think Kyrie Irving sneakers were one of the best basketball sneakers of all time to wear as a basketball sneaker. They were just perfect basketball sneakers.
These Jones.
Okay.
I thought these Jones it was $125 for a pair of sneakers. I thought they was all right. I was going to support the ball. Nothing crazy.
Basketball. Yeah, 125 ain't bad.
Yeah, 125 ain't bad, especially with
about Atna. Okay, Atna Hilo.
Yeah. And then they had what was it? These, I think it was these. Was it those? No. It was another pair he had that was all red that I was looking at. I was trying to grab, but couldn't grab it. So yeah, that's funny though. He said, imagine getting cooked in these Jones.
For 60.
For 60, some Nikola Jokic sneakers. Talking about somebody cooking somebody. One of my favorite Melos, because there's so many Carmelos out here in terms of where is that at? I know I wrote it down somewhere. I did. Yeah, I did. I thought I had a banner for that, but I'll find it. One of my favorite Melos, Syracuse Melo, man. Love Syracuse Melo.
Set up in a little too. Have confidence in using it. Anthony.
Hit that.
Did that.
Very positive so far. Good rebound by Anthony.
Cash.
Pull up jumper.
That mid-range is Philly.
Way outside. Anthony. Yes, sir. The 2-3 zone. Anthony. He loves it from that spot. Advantage of that. Oh, what a hit fake. Anthony in and one. Shots, plays under control, can explode to the inside.
It's a freshman, too.
Anthony going to work. Beautiful move, and the lead goes. I'm understanding McNamara where he is and making sure he doesn't get any open looks. Anthony gets
big
that
shot.
Look at how long Anthony freezes the defender without using their drives. Come from the outside to steal it. Anthony with a new career high foul. Gets it back to Anthony.
Oh, he did a layup on him.
After receiving that,
You see the layup?
He may have hurt himself. Syracuse having now taken out Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Texas.
To the chip.
So he was on the way, on the run to becoming a national champion that year, and then obviously getting drafted by the Denver Nuggets, and the rest is kind of history. This is the first ballot, too. Put some respect on that man's name. First ballot Hall of Famer. This is the resume for Mr. Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, he's missing the NBA champion ring that he couldn't grab. But I gotta ask you, bro. Do you think first ballot was deserved here? I'm looking at the resume, and the resume is tough. I thought first ballot was not crazy, but I was like, oh wow, not even, he was in there without a problem. I mean, I think the biggest thing on this list to me that I didn't know was that joint at the bottom, third all time in NBA game winners. That's insane. I guess Mike's got to be one, right? You would think.
And game winners?
And game winners. And I think a sneaky person who's two could be Bron. Bron don't get enough credit for the game winners. But he's been playing for so long. You know what I mean? It might be him. I'm about to look it up. All-time leaders and NBA game winners.
I mean, I think really what leads Carmelo is his USA Olympic runs. Ultimately being like the best Olympian basketball player I think of all time. Actually, I think he sits on top of that list. Minutes played, points, stuff like that for the U.S. men's team. Listen, Carmelo's one of the greats. He's our era. He's one of our guys when we were growing up.
For sure.
To see him get there, like you said, this fast. I was surprised when I seen it on a ticker this morning, but I wasn't surprised that it wasn't him. I didn't even know it was happening. I didn't know they were saying it was
yeah, he's the headline of the 2025 class.
Right. So I appreciate that. I think he's put that work in from being a national champion to all his work he's put into the NBA, his USA Olympic teams. 4-time.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a 3-time. I didn't know he was a 3-time gold medalist.
Yeah, he's been on a lot. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of years.
Yeah, that's a lot of years.
And not only that, I think he's like the scoring leader for the NBA for the USA Olympic team, and all those special Olympic and international expansions of basketball. So salute to him. It's funny him coming out with LeBron. I was a huge Melo fan versus that whole in that area was LeBron versus Carmelo. Right, Carmelo was a freshman in college. LeBron was a senior in high school, but LeBron was taking all the hype away from this kid that was a freshman coming into college at Syracuse and is completely dominating the game of basketball at that time and ended up leading him to a championship. And you just seen them lead him to a championship. He just had 30-something points in that game we just seen highlights on. I thought that he was being discredited from LeBron James, who's ultimately being the king. So I was like, man, I'm rooting for Melo. And then I think they went 1-2, right? So I think they went Cleveland, he went to Denver. But I was like hating on LeBron. I remember I was just like hating on LeBron. To turn around that me being a super LeBron fan later on in life. But just thought it was just cool, man. I'm happy we're able to experience these eras. We've grown up in some of the greatest eras of sports too. Like, we had the Mike era, the Reggie Miller era. We've had those great eras to being able to see these guys where, some people have not been able to see them. They just only know them as legends. But salute to Carmelo, one of our guys in our era coming out and making it.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. He was a bucket, right? He was a complete bucket. I forget he had a 50-point game with no layups, all jump shots, I think, for in the Garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With the Knicks. So straight from Brooklyn as well. So got to play in front of his home crowd. Biggest, I think, accomplishment in terms of NBA, in terms of getting far. I think it was that did they face the Lakers, that Denver team, or was it Utah? Utah. I think Utah got him out of there. They went to the NBA finals for the Western Conference. That's the farthest he's been. Couple playoff runs, but nothing enough. Then tried to make a run with the Lakers, and it just didn't work out. And then
it was against the Miami Heat. 50 points, all jump shots.
Yeah, all jumpers, all mid range, all mid range. Yep. You know what I mean? And face the best of them, right? He was in the Kobe era too. So And even, obviously got to play with the, tail end and Iverson as well when Iverson went to Denver to try to make something happen. So, yeah, salute to the Hall of Famer in terms of Carmelo Anthony. I guess when you look at the numbers and everything, I don't know. When you stack them up against the best, I don't know how much weight he really holds. I think he was one of the most prolific scorers of that generation.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And not even, I guess top 10 in all-time NBA scoring kind of, puts a stamp on that. So, I guess you can say that.
Well, you can say it now. He's official. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Top NBA scorers of all time. I just want to see who's around him. I just want to see.
Speaking of the Anthony family, how about his son didn't get selected to the McDonald's All-American game?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Being the best player in New York. How are you the best player in New York and don't get an invitation?
That's crazy. So it's Bron, Kareem, Carmelo, Kobe, Mike, Dirk Nowitzki, Wilt, Kevin Durant, Shaq, and then Melo, and Harden's right behind Melo. And then you got some old guys, Moses Malone, Hayes, Elijah Wan, Oscar Robertson, and so forth. So, yeah, never mind. When you talk about those names, those only certain people consider certain tables.
Yeah,
and it looks like Carmelo can do that for sure.
Well, he's definitely on an all 75th anniversary team. That's huge.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm looking at the top 10. Everybody's played at least 1,200 games except for Mike. Mike only played 1,000. He's number 5.
So Mike got to take that break, right? Mike got to go.
Yeah.
NBA said, "Hey, you gotta step off."
So crazy how much Mike was such a problem, man. But like you said, man, salute to Carmelo. One of my favorite Carmelo eras was, even though it was short-lived, that 1 year run at Syracuse was special, for sure.
For NBA, do you know how long it takes them to get? Is it like a 2-year, 3-year wait for them to get to be a first ballot? Do you know what that information is?
What that process is?
Yeah, what is it? NFL is what, 4 years, 5 years, or something like that?
I think so. Let me see. NBA Hall of Fame process. Hall of Fame. NBA Hall of Fame. Any other stories that I might have missed? I know we had some other kind of light ones when I looked this up.
No, we had the LeBron and Stephen A's beef. I know that was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that was a little bit. You're right. 4 seasons. They got to be retired.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
For basketball, right?
For basketball, yeah.
That means LeBron got to wait 4 seasons to get into the Hall. That's crazy. He should be able to walk off the court to the Hall.
Yeah, he should be.
It should not be no wait. It shouldn't be no 4 years. He should be able to walk his last retirement game when he waves off, and then be right there.
Kobe died, obviously, but then I think they did that for Kobe, right? Or was he already out? No, he's been out he was out for years before he passed, right?
Kobe was not out not for years. I think it was probably maybe no more than 2 years, maybe.
Okay. I felt like he was out because I felt like
that's why he missed. Unfortunately, he missed. Kobe retired, and let me see, when did Kobe retire?
They should have changed the logo for him. I thought that would have been dope.
Kobe retired in 2016. So yeah, that year he would have went in, right? So it would have been that year. Right. Yeah, he passed in 2020. So that was the year he was going in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the whole Stephen A. Yeah, I had a video of him. I took the video that Brian put up of him throwing those kind of
the punching joint,
the upper hook They weren't even uppercuts. They like came from the side and then came up. And he said he would have swung on him. Like, please.
Listen, man, I love the drama. People are on both sides. People just hate. People dislike Stephen A. Smith. I'm a fan of Stephen A. Smith because of what he does.
Me too.
I'm also a fan of LeBron. I thought that people want to put in the father thing. He's just being a protective father and all that. Yeah, I get it, but I don't think Stephen A. crossed the line. I thought.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm actually I'm not actually, but I definitely agree with you because you're LeBron James, bro. What do you expect was going to happen? Like you're LeBron James. You think your son is just going to get normal treatment? He's not. He's not. I don't care if you got him in, if you didn't get him in. Who you are is the reason why Bronny James' life has been the way it has been.
Yep. Because
of who you are. That's not going to change. You don't say like you hope that he expects it, but no, I don't think it's fair game. And it's fair game even more because of who you are. Like I remember it was a big thing about Michael Jordan and his sons, and when his son didn't make basketball and shit like that. You know, there was a big microscope on it. That pressure is there because of who you are. Sheduer Sanders, all of them, all these great sons that have great legendary fathers have to always live in that shadow.
Yep.
Regardless of what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You will still have to live up to that expectation. Is it fair? No. Well, guess what? Life ain't fucking fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Especially when you're the one that's leading that charge. You were the one that was saying that your son can come in and play in the NBA right now. That was coming from you. You put the pressure on Bronny Jr.
Yeah.
You did a lot of that. And listen.
It is what it I think it is what it is. I'm with you. I wish we could have went on with that one when it was hot. But
yeah.
I'm right with you on that one. I was with Stephen A with that one. Like I don't see no problem. Like, does Brian have a right to say, like, yo, chill, you know what I mean? Stop talking about my son, for sure.
For sure.
Because you're a father at that point, for sure. But you know,
it was just the time and place and how it went down, and you know, it could have been done somewhere else, and y'all probably could have more productive.
He stalled him, and it was like it's on site.
Correct, and that's what it was.
I thought
that was kind of like a little corny.
Yeah, because
nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, I was about to say he knew nothing was going to happen.
Right. So,
yeah, you're in the middle of the game. You know, nobody's going to do anything. You know what I mean? You thought that scenario out, but you know, I think it was more like when I see him, I'm gonna say something. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care we're in a timeout. We in the middle of the game. I'm gonna go over there and say something to this motherfucker as soon as I get a chance. And I think that's what happened. You know what I mean? So, but I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. But yeah, man, for those who are watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. It is midnight, so I love the late owls who are staying up watching the show. So we will hopefully be back next week for more content, more gambling, stories if we can find something, and then obviously hot takes on sports across all major sporting events and anything else that we can talk about to keep the conversation live. As you can see down below, check out the new merch site, www.moneypotbetting.com. Got the fresh hoodie on. It got chilly.
Fire.
So hoodie's still good, right? It got chilly, you know. Tell a friend to tell a friend, tell them, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely go check us out, show support for the show. And then you make sure you hit that like, hit that follow, all that good stuff. Cost you nothing. This will cost you, but that won't cost you for sure. You know what I mean? If you just want to support the show. And thanks for everybody watching. For myself, I'm Moss Money. That's Be Humble. This is Gambling Nights. We'll see you guys next week.